Hello, beautiful creatures, beings from all over the cosmos, from all over the planet, inside and out and surrounding it. This is your guidance for May. I am currently at a farm called Marlu's Guest Farm, where there is only one camping spot in their entire campsite, and it is surrounded by these beautiful Bavians mountains. Have a look. We are close to a little town called Stateleville. It's about 40 kilometers from Stateleville and a little bit further from Willowmore, which is also a tiny town in the middle of nowhere in South Africa. I'm going to start this guidance with one of my favorite cards, and I only brought one deck with me on my adventures, so we are only going to use one deck. Let's ask the universe what we need to know for May 2022. What do we need to know for May 2022? Milky Way. Perspective. This card goes perfectly with what I have been experiencing on my travels, my bountiful travels and adventures across the lands that I was born in. May is all about looking at things at a different angle, changing our perspective on things, especially when it comes to things that we cannot change, information that has been given to us that we might not like, information that seems unchangeable. Remember that everything changes. Nothing ever stays the same. We see through the lens of our own inner opinions and perspectives, which have been created through other people's opinions and perspectives. I think what May is going to give us as a gift from the universe is for us to be able to make our own minds up about what we are hearing, seeing, feeling, experiencing. Everything in life has different angles to it. This rock that I'm sitting upon looks like this from where I am, but from the ant on the ground, it looks completely different. So when we start narrowing our vision and our thoughts because of what is going on around us, that will hinder our growth. And we are here on planet Earth in order to grow and to learn and to become more aligned with our true identity, which is not a human being, but a soul living in a flesh body, flesh and bone and blood and breath. The breath of life, that is what we are. That is what we are returning into, to remember, to remember what we really are. We are the soul of the world. I'm going to read you now. I'm going to read from a book that I've borrowed from a friend. It's called Working with Archangels by Theolin Cortins. And I'm going to read a little excerpt from now my favorite that I'm going to be working with a lot. Her name is the Shekinah, Queen of Heaven. About the Shekinah. The Shekinah is the unseen presence of the divine in creation. Her name comes from the Hebrew verb sashan, to reside, indicating that she is residing in creation, even though we may not be aware of her. As the Queen of Heaven at the crown Sephira with Metatron, she is also the greatest feminine power in creation. she resides in everything. The Shekinah is the essence of everything. And when you start learning and working with the different elements and essences of existence, of our of the makeup of the world. And remember, the world is not just the outer crust of Mother Gaia. The world is the inner core of her existence. We are only walking on her skin. We are only traveling along on that one plane of existence where she is a multidimensional being. And now is the time for us to start exploring that multidimensionality of everything that is in existence, that we can look forward to experiencing in our everyday lives. The world is for us to explore. And all the things that we are fearful of, they are just little shards of rock that we need to crack open so that we can see through those things that are hindering us and stopping us from reaching our fullest potential. We are here to reach our fullest potential. There's nothing to be afraid of on this planet. The only thing that we need to be afraid of is our own perceptions of ourselves, our lack mentality, our thoughts of how small we think we are, when meanwhile, in the grander scheme of things, in the bigger picture, we are the Milky Way. We are the Milky Way. Everything that is outside of us is inside of us as well. And once we start to really dive deep into the us that we are, we're going to start to notice little blessings along our way. The bottom of the deck. Blessings. We are the blessings. We cannot be expecting blessings to come our way. We are the blessings that are coming our way. We are the gift. We are the universe. And sometimes we forget it. A lot of the time we forget this. But that doesn't mean that it isn't true. That doesn't mean that we're not an amazing creation that our Mother Gaia has allowed to live on her body. We have so much potential. We have the world as our oyster, as our playground. And all the little insects and birds and animals and plants, everything is always changing. Not one moment in time stands still. Nothing stands still. So come, be present with me. Let's breathe a little. Let's breathe in the prana of life. Breathe in. Feel life. Breathe out. Release tension. Breathe in. Smell the wonder of existence. Breathe out. Breathe out your worries and your stresses. We don't need them anymore. The things that are hindering us are only our self-imposed limitations. And once we realize that and recognize our own faults, per se, we come to the conclusion that nothing is at fault. Everyone that we've ever blamed anything on, people that have done us wrong, these have been lessons that we needed to learn. We wouldn't have been able to do it. We wouldn't have been able to get where we are or learn the lessons or change our perspective if we didn't have those things done to us. What do they say about diamonds being made under the hardest of pressures? When we are pressurized, we start to see how much we can naturally blossom in this world. And when we start to blossom, we start to bless everything that comes our way. So remember who you are. Remember you are divinity. We are all divinity. We are divine creation. I mean, look at what we have been given as sovereign beings to look after. We were given this place, this earth plane, to look after, not to destroy. So come, we look after this place. Let's watch it turn into the beautiful world that it always has been, always will be, and always is. Thank you for being on this beautiful planet right now, and for sharing your light, and your love, and your perspective. Because everyone's perspective matters. Because every perspective has its own unique form of creation. Everyone creates in their own way, because none of us are alike. And that is the beauty of all of this. I love you. Thank you. Namaste. It's all about perspective. Is this a man? Or is this a plant? Does it look loving and kind? Or does it look prickly and dangerous? This is all up to you to decide for yourself.